Step 7, how to keep making more progress. You've experienced flow by now. You might be able to get into it fairly consistently, maybe most days, which is awesome. Don't just settle for getting into flow. Remember that to maintain this flow state, to maintain your growth in life as a man, you have to be constantly leaning just beyond your edge. This means that when you do experience flow state, enjoy it, capitalize on it, do the work and everything, but keep setting these task intentions to make the state, the sort of block of work slightly better each time. You need to have this slight level of challenge increase, just like the weightlifter goes to the gym and brings the little plates with him and, he increases it by 0.5 kilograms every single week or every 2 weeks. That's what we need to have with our flow state. We can never just let our work, our life, our fitness and diet and everything like that just kind of maintain, because that's where boredom comes from. You need to keep following the flow state rules and not get very egotistical to think that you don't need this anymore. This is almost a message to my younger self, because at least for me, I often get very obsessed with a concept and I really, really go all in on it and it feels really super important, but then I get distracted because I'm watching other YouTube videos and everything. And before a week or 2 weeks, it's almost like I've forgotten the whole thing that I was so obsessed with to begin with. This seems like a really, really important, not just for the real world benefit of, doing more work, but for the discovery of who you are as a person and all those spiritual benefits. So it seems to me that this is something that's worth prioritizing. This is something that's worth scheduling. This is something that's worth sort of forming into your identity. I am a guy who regularly gets into a flow state, that any task that you're doing, no matter what it is, you're brushing your teeth, you're eating, you're cooking, you're working on the business, or you're in the gym, you're constantly reminding yourself of that concept of yeah, my mind is going to wander. All I need to do is just bring it back to this present moment, and to also be pursuing things for the intrinsic motivation rather than the external results. Soon, I'm going to give you a warning, soon after watching this guide, whether in a few days, a week or 2 weeks, your mind will be totally hooked on a new desire, on this new external result. The modern world does this to us. So right now you feel kind of wholesome. Yeah, flow state's so important. Soon you will be hooked onto this new desire of getting the car or the money or the finance or whatever it is. And you'll start to pursue tasks and activities which you're not even getting a flow state from, just because you want the external result. You have to remind yourself, no external result is going to change your experience of life. Your experience of life is purely just what you make of it mentally. There was naked men in concentration camps who were starving, who were happier than millionaires are today. We don't want to trade positions with them, but your experience of life is all down to your own mental perception. It's all down to whether or not you can get into a flow state today, whether or not you feel like you're doing something important. Don't trade those wholesome spiritual things just because you see another influencer talking about his fancy car or his watch, or this guy saying that you should live this lifestyle. If you can live authentically to yourself, then you can live a very good life. If you have got this far in this huge full guide and you really love to learn and you want to level up and become an even better man of character, and you want to start getting into the way of the superior man, and you want to start training like a Spartan, and you want to think like a Stoic, ADONIS School is literally the perfect place for you. That's the top link in the description. I really think you should go check it out. With the work that I'm doing here, my hope is that we as a generation of young men can really get to the next level and become these higher tier men of character. Not just, men with real world success like everyone else seems to be talking about, but I want to walk past a man who isn't just entirely focused on muscles and money, but rather is focused on his character, his values, his virtues. I want to walk past men who are literally reading books on stoicism. I want to walk past a guy who's been practicing meditation, because these are such important things that are so overlooked these days. That's why I do the work that I do, and I hope that you've benefited from that. If there's just one thing that you could do, please spread positive word of mouth about this video. When it comes into conversation, when you think that someone might need to hear about flow state and focus, mention this video to them. Just tell them oh, you should go watch Hamza's focus video. You should go watch Hamza's focus guide. You should go watch Hamza's full guide on flow states. Just by you spreading positive word of mouth about this video, naturally more men in the world will actually learn this lesson. And that just means the guy next to you is going to be more focused when he speaks to you. Soon you're going to have a business partner and he's actually present with you. Maybe a bunch of women will end up watching this video. 3% of my audience are women, and the more women who find content like this, the more present and focused they can be when they're with us, and we can actually start to form the kind of life we should be living. You also need to watch my full guide on discipline. Go click that video right now. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Mwah!